Typeform builds something genuinely special. The one question at a time format, the smooth transitions, the way filling out a form feels like a conversation rather than a show. That design thinking changed how people approach online forms. Users still love the product. But in late 2024, new leadership came in and restructured the pricing. Basic bot protection, something every other form builder includes by default, got locked behind $199 to $349 a month. Free plan sits at 10 responses per month. Response limits apply across all your forms combined, not per form. And as programs grow, those limits surface quite quickly. Hi, I'm Larika from Zonka Feedback, your go-to platform for customer experience and AI feedback intelligence. And in today's video, we'll explore the top Typeform alternatives worth evaluating. So without any further ado, let's get started. Zonka Feedback. If you love what Typeform does with design and conversation but need your feedback programs to go further than collection, Zonka Feedback is worth a close look. The survey experience starts from a similar place. You get conversational, multi-step surveys with conditional logic, branching, answer binding, and custom branding. Surveys are mobile optimized and designed to feel like a dialogue rather than a form, which matters for completion rates. Whether you are running NPS, CSAT, product feedback, or onboarding surveys, the builder is clean and intuitive. But Typeform is link-based. You share a URL and you wait. Zonka Feedback, on the other hand, reaches respondents where the experience actually happens. In-app, on your website, as a widget, via SMS, WhatsApp, email, QR code at a physical location, or on offline kiosks. That shift from passive to contextual collection changes the quality and volume of the responses you get. NPS, CSAT, and CS are native metrics. Scores calculated automatically, trended over time, benchmarked. Not questions you piece together manually and score in a spreadsheet. And when open-ended responses come in, Zonka's AI feedback intelligence surfaces themes, intent signals, and what's actually driving score changes. So you know what to fix, not just that something needs fixing. Responses trigger automated workflows, alerts, follow-ups, task routing, feedback loop closure, no response gaps, no captcha paywall, pricing is custom. If Typeform's design still works for your lead gen, quizzes, and event registrations, that's a legitimate use case to keep it for. But for feedback programs that need to measure, analyze, and act, Zonka is purpose-built for that. SurveySparrow. If you want to keep the conversational survey experience that made Typeform appealing, but need that experience to power ongoing seats programs rather than one-off forms, SurveySparrow is the most natural step in that direction. Both platforms are built around a chat-like one question at a time format that feels more like a dialogue than a questionnaire. Where they diverge is what happens after collection. SurveySparrow is structured around feedback programs, NPS, CSAT, and CES surveys with native scoring, recurring automation that runs monthly or quarterly without manual setup, and an offline survey mode for teams collecting feedback in physical locations. You can schedule recurring NPS surveys to go out automatically to your customer base, track trends over time, and distribute across email, SMS, WhatsApp, and web without configuring separate tools for each channel. The 360-degree assessment module makes it particularly strong for HR and employee experience programs. And the executive dashboard gives CX teams a real-time view of metrics across locations and segments. Where it's lighter, Typeform has deeper design customization, brand kits, background images, video, and a broader integration ecosystem. SurveySparrow's design is clean and professional, but if visual branding is a priority, Typeform has the edge there. For teams where the priority is running structured, ongoing feedback programs with automation built in, SurveySparrow covers that well. Jotform. If your forms need to do more than just collect responses, payments, approvals, document generation, e-signatures, all in the same platform, Jotform is the most feature-complete option on this list. The template library stands at over 10,000 professionally designed forms across virtually every industry and use case, which means you are rarely starting from scratch. Payment processing runs through 30+ gateways, including Stripe, Square, and PayPal, with support from subscription and pay-what-you-want models. Approval workflows let managers review and sign off on submissions before they are processed. Useful for expense reports, purchase requests, onboarding forms, or anything that requires a human step in the middle. PDF generation automatically turns from submission into structured documents. E-signature support is built in. AI-powered agents can guide respondents through complex forms in real time. reducing drop-off on longer or more conditional submissions. And with connections to over 200 integration, responses flow into your CRM, project management tools, or cloud storage automatically. The interface is feature-rich, which means there's more to learn upfront than Typeform's minimal builder. For teams that need a single platform to handle forms, payments, documents, and approvals together without stitching multiple tools, Jotform handles all of it. Fillout. If what you're looking for is a modern form builder where AI does the heavy lifting in creation and you want generous free limits without building workarounds for response gaps, Fillout is purpose built for that. The AI creates your form from a plain language prompt, including conditional logic. You describe what you need and the form gets built automatically, branching included. It also converts PDFs and existing documents directly into forms, which is particularly useful when migrating templates you have already built elsewhere. What distinguishes Fillout technically is how it handles data. Forms read from and write directly to databases, Airtable, Notion, Google Sheets, and Superbase in real time. So responses don't just land in submission table, they populate the systems your teams are already working in. Captcha is included at no extra charge. Free tier covers 1,000 responses per month, 100 times more than Typeform's free plan. It's not trying to replicate Typeform's visual polish. The design is functional and clean rather than dramatic, and the drop-off analytics Typeform offers aren't available. But for teams where AI creation, database integration, and meaningful free limits are the priority, Fillout earns its place. Google Forms. If the requirement is simply something free, immediate, and frictionless with no setup, no subscription, and no limits, Google Forms is the best free Typeform alternative. It's already in every Google account. You open it, build a form in minutes, share a link, and responses flow directly into Google Sheets automatically. Basic conditional logic lets you grant sections based on what someone answers. Gemini AI integration helps generate questions from a prompt, and there's no response limits, no paywalls, no feature tiers to navigate. It's used heavily for internal surveys, quick team polls, early stage customer research, even registration, and any situation where getting something live quickly matters more than how it looks. The trade off is straightforward. There's no design beyond Google's default, no branding customization, no workflow automation, and no analytics beyond basic response charts. What you see is what you get. For teams where cost and speed of deployment are the only criteria, Google Forms require nothing and costs nothing. And for those requirements, that's exactly the right answer. Typeform generally raised the bar for what a form could feel like. That legacy is real and worth acknowledging, but the best tool isn't the one that looks the most impressive. It's the one that fits where your program actually needs to go, whether that's a full feedback platform, AI native creation, more generous free limits, operational depth, or just something that works without a subscription. The options in 2026 are stronger than they have ever been. Figure out what your forms are really doing for your business. The right tool becomes obvious from there. Thanks so much for watching. If this helped, hit the like button, subscribe for more Seeks related content, and let us know in the comments which one are you trying first. Until next time.